We are doing a historical map in the Pacific War on Breakthrough for the game Battlefield 5. Now, I want to make an announcement, guys. This is not the only game I'm going to be doing. I am building a PC that is going to run a bunch of games, a bunch of strategic games. What I do is bring you the strategic moves and different moves of each game that I play, and I'm going to be doing different games, not just Battlefield 5. So please give me suggestions. If you guys have any suggestions, just please send them in, okay? Because I will take those suggestions into consideration. I really will, and I might play those games and give you guys different strategic point of views from those games. So please just give me some suggestions, and yeah, we're gonna play some Iwo Jima. Play some Iwo Jima here in about 20 seconds as the Japanese are going to be defending. This is a beautiful map. My God, I love this map. I mean, look at that. I mean, they get it spot on from the normal island as well. I mean, black beaches. Oh, this is great. I love this map so much. All right, so the Japanese are defending, and the Americans are attacking from the sea. So the first objective is going to be pretty simple for the Americans, right in the middle of the beach at Alpha, as the Japanese are going to start, and they're going to start putting up some defenses. A nice little force already going up to A. So the Americans are going to have to start they're going to have to work their way up. As soon as they capture A, they're going to have to work their way up this hill, and it's going to be an uphill battle, no pun intended, for them. It's not going to be easy at all, for sure. I love this map so much, so beautiful. But anyway, alright, so I am seeing an American boat over here to the right. So that's going to be the first. Actually, this is the first landing over here to the left. Looks like they're already taking some fire. The majority looks like it's going to be going to the left here. Some early Japanese supremacy, air supremacy. Nice kill by that plane right there. Man, it's a beautiful plane, beautiful shot. But the Japanese do have a nice little defense set up here. Not a lot of cover though to work with. But looks like the Americans are starting to flank around on the left side. I don't think I'm seeing a ton of resistance from the Japanese. They don't really notice it right now. We'll have to see what happens over there. Nothing going on over the right side, but God, I love this beach so much. Such a beautiful sight. So it looks like this Japanese soldier right here is putting up some dragon teeth so tanks cannot get through. It's going to stall the tanks whenever the Americans do get through to push up through these trenches. So I like that move by Japanese soldiers. They're still building them. So the American soldiers, they need to build some more over here though, so they're going to be able to walk right through. But the American soldiers are starting to establish a little bit of a beachhead on the left side here with the tanks pushing. And then some more troops are coming around on the right side. So it looks like it's going to be a nice sandwich for the Americans. A nice peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Yeah, you know, I'm corny, but whatever. So you can see how the Americans are kind of taking a horseshoe approach to this battle, as a plane gets a ton of kills, American kills. But it looks like since the force on the right side, on the Americans' right side, is now taken out, it looks like the Americans are starting to push up on the left side, and it looks like they're succeeding pretty decently. Again, guys, this objective right here is really just to set the tone for the battle. You know, you got to have a nice beginning to a battle, as the Americans are starting to favor the beach right now. But it's not really supposed to be easy for the Japanese to defend. It's really more of an objective that lets them set up some defenses and the next objectives. So, you know, the Americans still have 6 flags to capture, you know, after that first one. So that first one was supposed to be the easy one, but now the Japanese are going to be able to dig down in these trenches and really defend. I don't expect this to be an easy fight for the Americans at all. I mean, look at these trenches. I mean, this is they should be able to defend this pretty easily. As an American soldier over here does get through, and he does kill the a Japanese soldier. Not any defenses over here on the left side for the Japanese, and it looks like the Americans are going to take advantage of that as three tanks start to move up. Actually, 4 tanks start to move up on the left side here. That the Japanese need to defend on the left side as well, not just the middle and the right side. A ton of tanks for the Americans, doing a great job, as the Japanese Air Force they are trying to do as much as they can. As one Japanese plane does get a kill on the American tanks. Where is he at? I'm gonna get on board with him. The Americans do start to move up on the left flank of the Japanese soldiers there, as we're going to jump on board with this CH stage or something like that, as a nice little formation of Japanese planes are attacking the beachheads of the American troops. Let's see what he does here, as he does start to go in for some kills. Looks like he's going to go for some infantry kills here, not getting any hits, but is starting to take some damage from soldiers below there. But alright, it looks like the Japanese are able to take out the left side, the left flank of the Americans here, but the Americans are still still pushing on the left side. Nothing really going on the right side here. An American tank, a nice force over here on the right side. For the Americans, they're starting to push up to Sandwich A a little bit. Now, I forgot to show you guys the objectives. The other objective is back here at B. So the American tank is starting to push up that way, and it looks like a formidable force is starting to push up to B, and nobody's defending B right now, so it could be a nice strategy for the Americans, as they are keeping the pressure on the Japanese. And it looks like the Americans are able to break through this little bunker right here and take over some trenches, as this Japanese soldier is able to get around a ton of American forces, getting a couple of kills. He needs to get one more. Oh, and he does get taken down by that last man, Hyper. And he's trying to fight a whole Japanese army off right now. It does get killed immediately. A nice double kill over here in the trenches by the Americans, but the Japanese are able to adapt and retake the trenches. So it looks like the Americans are going to start making a little bit of a push over here on the right side, but the Japanese are starting to spawn on B, are starting to notice that the Americans are making a push for B as well. Alright, so let's get in the an above view. I see a ton of American troops just not doing anything back here. Let's get an above view here. Alright. Alright, so as you guys can see, the Americans are trying to push up to B on the left side. It looks like they're going to fail, though, with a nice defense at B by the Japanese there. But the Americans, you see a whole bunch of troops pushing up right side, middle, and left side, trying to take over the trenches. But the Japanese, again, are getting some good kills. And the Americans just aren't favored in this fight at the moment. But it looks like that could change with some American tanks coming up from the right center side and now the left side. Some nice kills over there by the American Air Force. Looks like he might be taken down. because the Japanese Air Force has been pretty dominant so far in this battle, but that might change. We'll have to keep an eye on them. It's taking a even more. I mean, look at that. That's a nice shot by the Americans. American plane right there, but it looks like that Japanese plane going straight up is going to try and take him out. You could just see the Japanese Air Force just absolutely pummeling the Americans. As the American troops do break through the middle, you see all the red X's, all the red dead soldiers. The Americans do take advantage of that and are starting to capture A. Big deal right there. Big move as well, as the Japanese are going to have to defend B. I mean, you could just see, I mean, we're going to get on board with one of these Japanese planes. I mean, this has just been terrific by the Japanese Air Force. I mean, look at this view. I mean, getting a kill there, a kill here. I mean, absolutely phenomenal by the Japanese Air Force there. The Japanese are starting to push back at A. It looks like they may be able to recapture it back, but the Americans, they're just sitting back here. They're not doing enough. Only a few American soldiers left over here in the trenches, as the Japanese soldiers look like they're going to be able to recapture A, because there's just not enough attacking from the Americans right now. So the Japanese do recapture A back and recapture strategic trenches and this bunker right here that is really the main entry point of A. But the Americans, I mean, look, they're just getting mowed over. You see a whole bunch of dead Americans. And I'm just not seeing enough to win this battle right now for the Americans. This has been a great defense by the Japanese. Alright, so we are getting an overview look. Right now, we're not seeing much. Americans, just not enough American troops right now up at the front lines. That should change here in a minute. I see 3 tanks on the left side. What they need to do is they just need to push through these trenches together, through these hills and things. Again, that nice airstrike by a Japanese plane getting a kill by a tank. I mean, the tanks are getting taken out left and right from Japanese planes, as American soldiers are starting to spawn all the way in the back. And you see this little squad right here really making a difference for the Japanese, taking out some soldiers right here, 2-3 soldiers right here, doing a pretty decent job, as the Americans do notice them right here and are going to what is going on? Oh, you just don't like to see that. Alright, so the Americans are trying to push up on the left side. We'll have to see what happens there, and we do see what happens as they get absolutely mowed down. The Americans they're just not doing too much. They're just not doing enough. Too many. Look at all these men in the back right now. I mean, it just seems like they're just getting absolutely pummeled by the Japanese Air Force. This guy just needs to get off of here. I mean, unless he's firing at planes. Let's just see. See if he is. You really can't tell, but the Americans are getting pushed back. I mean, it almost seems like they're on the defensive right now, as some American troops do try to go around on the left side, but immediately look like they're getting mowed down. We'll jump on board with our man 360, who only has 2 kills. That guy looks like he's glitched out. Hot by our man. Let's see if he can get another shot off. He does not. He does get a nice kill there. He's going to need to heal up pretty quickly, as he does get killed from the left side. See, the Japanese are just they're just adapting so well. Americans are just stuck on the beach here. Just fire from right, left and right. not being able to really do anything. They need to get up to alpha, otherwise they're just not going to be victorious in this battle. I mean, you guys can't tell me that this map isn't beautiful. I love this map. I mean, good God, look at that. Another airstrike by an American plane. We're gonna get on with Captain Donner. I mean, what a name for this battle. As you guys can see in the top, it looks like B is starting to get taken over. I'm not sure what Captain Donner is doing. It looks like he's gonna get a nice overview and see if he can get some nice kills from above here. Let's leave and we'll watch him for a minute. Looks like B looks like so these are the moves that I really like right here, because it does distract. Look how many men it distracts. Japanese men it distracts. It's a good 10-15 men that is distracted from the main fighting area, which now the Americans are taking advantage of. A nice move by the Americans. They do capture A. Yes, they do. It looks like there's plenty of more reinforcements for the Americans coming up through the middle here. A nice force of 10 or 15 men coming through the middle, but it looks like the Japanese are able to hold off a little bit longer to maybe get more reinforcements up here to defend this hill. This is a nice little hill to defend. A nice little crossfire over here to the right, and let's see what the Japanese can do here. It is starting to get a little bit more of a challenge for them. As a nice flamethrower does come in for the Americans, does take out a couple of men. Again, this hill right here. Let's see if there's anything else. Americans are starting to push up around to the right here. Captain Feelgood is getting a ton of kills for the Japanese right here. He's got 8 right now. Does get killed immediately though. Americans need to hold A. I mean, period. I mean, there's not much else to say about that. It looks like they are going to be able to hold A, but I'm seeing a ton of men back here. Too many snipers for my liking for the Americans. Looks like this tank is going to take out this this guy right here. Oh man, this is just horrible. Oh, that's great. That's great. I love that tank. But so it looks like the Americans are going to be able to make a push on B with 161 men left. They've lost a ton of men. I did say at the beginning of the game that this area, this bunker area, would be a really tough area to attack, and it has been so far for the Americans. Americans are starting to make a little bit of some progress over here. Not much though. The Japanese are starting to push back. Getting some kills, but the Americans really need to really work as one force. I just don't think they should be pushing over here on the left side, only because this would just be too tough to try and get up this hill. They need to go around on the right side, on their right side, the Americans' right side, like this way. Holy cow. Let's get an overview of this right now, because I'm liking what the lines are looking like for the Americans and the Japanese. So we're gonna go take a look at this real quick. Alright, so right now what you see is the Americans do capture the strategic hill on the right side, which is right here in the middle of the screen. That is a key point for the Americans. If the Japanese are able to hold this hill and get to and get the fire down on A, I mean it's pretty much over for the Americans, because it's just too big of a strategic point for the Japanese to capture that. So if the Americans just can hold this hill over here and able to push up like they're doing right now, they're going to be able to capture B. It's taken them a while, but they're going to be able to do it for sure. Alright, so we're going to get down closer to the battle here as the Americans do start to go into this bunker here, which is a main little area. I'm trying to get in there if I can. I don't see any Japanese soldiers in here right now as the Americans do bombard the crap out of it, and they look like they're going to be able to capture B as the Japanese send in, looks like they send in some a nice bombardment there, but the Americans are going to be able to capture B here, and a nice strategic push by the Americans. I love this. Alright, so as the Americans do finish off the rest of the Japanese, nice formidable force here for the Americans. There are some soldiers still back here behind enemy lines. I'm not going to be able to make much of a difference because they are spotted at the moment. But the Americans are going to be attacking just one objective here, which is Alpha. Okay, Alpha is surrounded by a big giant hill, strategic hill for the Japanese. What the Americans need to do is not attack through the middle. They can send their tanks through the middle, but they need to be attacking from the, let's get an over point of view so I can explain this. They need to be attacking from the left side, which I see a couple of American troops already doing, and they need to be attacking from the right side and making a big swing, kind of making a circle, and just squishing them, like sandwiching them down. But I'm seeing a lot of American troops just pushing right through the middle, which is fine, but I do like what these American troops are doing over here. Are already behind the enemy lines, and we just started this flag. So I'm liking what the American troops are doing over here. So, and not to mention this flag also has an underground cave. So this could be a strategic area where the Americans can go right underneath the Japanese and really do something. Alright, so the Americans are pushing up pretty decently. They only have 50 men left, so it is crunch time for them. That's like my favorite word when it comes to strategic gameplay, but it is crunch time. They need to get something done and get something done quick. Otherwise, they're going to allow the Japanese to fortify their position and really dig down deep and get the right position to win this game. I'm seeing a lot of snipers by the Japanese though, so I'm not liking that. Nice kill over here by Needles Kane. We've seen him a couple times. If he can get up on top of this hill without the Japanese knowing, he could make a big play for the Americans. As I don't know what he's doing right now. He does look like he's trying to use C4 on men. Oh, he was trying to take out this tank right here, so I don't blame him. He just didn't see those guys next to him. So looks like there's a nice little kill over here from some dynamite by Jub 2. Again, guys, the Americans aren't going to be able to do much right here. Okay, there's just too big of a strategic position for the Japanese on top of this hill to really do anything. Nice triple kill. Looks like there was a triple kill right here by I don't know who this guy is. Uh-oh. A couple of Americans just moving through the trenches, getting some kills, really making a difference in this battle right now. They need to take out these last couple soldiers, these last couple Japanese soldiers to really nail down this push. Cartel High Times really getting a bunch of kills. About to blow up this tank, and he does not get the tank, but oh my god, he was so close to getting that tank. That would have been a huge kill right there, really denting the defense of the Japanese right now. I like the move, but the Japanese are trying to come back and get A. I don't think they're going to be able to do it, and they are not able to do it. So it's going to push the Japanese back even further as the Americans now get some reinforcements, as you can see on the top right screen. Top right, you can see the numbers going up for the American reinforcements. Alright, so it looks like the Americans are already starting to push on the objective here. There's going to be A and B. It's pretty simple. There's B on top of this hill right here, and A on top of this hill right here. It is going to be extremely tough for the Japanese to defend this area because there's so many points of view where the Americans can attack from. But B looks like it's not going to be as heavily defended right now, and it looks like the Americans might make a push on B immediately, which would be a really smart decision. So the Americans do have the advantage of this hill right here. It is a higher hill than A, as you can see the different levels of the hills right here. So the Americans could get on top of this hill and fire down upon the Japanese. So we'll see what happens there. I see a lot of Japanese tanks though, a lot of Japanese tank support that's going to be able to do a ton of damage. Let's jump on with Only Ride Emi Yoshi, because it looks like he's doing a pretty good job in this game right now. It's checking behind him, which I do like, because there's always somebody behind you, you know? I mean, always somebody behind you. Looks like he does get eliminated immediately there. It looked like he did have some a chance to get behind some Japanese soldiers, but he does get eliminated. All right, we'll get a point of view, a different point of view from this battle. So it looks like the Americans, really the only way to really make a difference, in my opinion, is to keep the Japanese occupied over here, which they're doing pretty decent of doing right now. And then send a nice little force, which looks like they're already doing, around to B, and be able to capture B, and then able to hit A from Bravo, and able to hit A from the main force, which is already forming up right here in the middle. So they're doing a pretty good job of what I would do. They are making some progress at B at the moment. They need to take out this one last guy who does die, and they are now capturing B. So they need to get more men up there to B and capture it quickly before the Japanese soldiers notice that they've already captured. So this tank is moving up right now. Looks like he does notice B. The Americans do need to take cover, because I was seeing some snipers. There's some snipers over here, and there was snipers back here, but it looks like they do get eliminated. So the Americans do capture B, but they are going to have some trouble with some Japanese tank support. As I'm going to get out of this real quick. But yeah, the Japanese do notice that B got taken over, and they immediately shift to Bravo. As it looks like the Japanese might be able to take it back, but there is some reinforcements, some American reinforcements on the way to Bravo. They need to take out this tank, because he's going to be a problem. But the Americans aren't making any moves on Alpha right now. The reason why I like Iwo Jima so much is because of this reason right here. I mean, this is just phenomenal map making by Battlefield. I mean, great map making. I love it so much. The Americans need to push up. They need to push up right now because the majority of the Japanese force is over here. The tanks are distracted, and it looks like they're coming back to A, and the Americans are going to probably fail on this small push that they're just now making, which is a little too late. Actually, way too late in my opinion. They only have 72 men left. They need to capture these objectives. Let's get on with Denver Trex, who is going to get a kill right there. Who is trying to get multiple other kills here. But the Americans really not doing a good job. They're just sitting back and really not pushing much at all. Japanese really defending pretty well here at A. I love this so much. They need to, the Americans really need to get into this bunker and wipe it out before the game is over, because the game is getting, is dwindling down as the Americans do make a push for B. Need to take out this one last guy and take out the guys from behind them to really secure Bravo. It looks like the Americans do lose a man here. It looks like the Japanese are making a move. Nice double kill over here by only Ride Me Yishi or whatever. Yoshi. Nice double kill over here by the Americans. So the Americans are going to be able to capture B, are going to be able to get some reinforcements, and may be able to make a move on A. Nice tank support over here by the Americans, and looks like the Japanese are starting to retreat out of the bunker to defend A before they can move in. So the Americans are going to make, looks like, their last final assault for A, and let's get on with an American soldier and see what it's like right now. Looks like the Americans aren't able to get through this this bunker, and they finally are moving right through A. B is still being B is still secured by the Americans, as the Americans do take down that one last resisting Japanese soldier, and the Americans get Alpha as they are able to move on to the next objective. Holy jeez Louise, that was a great push. I was speechless. That was great. It's just going to get tougher and tougher for the Americans, though, as they are going to be able to move through some caves, and it's going to get to some close quarter combat for the Americans. Look at these caves that they're going to have to attack. It's going to get really, really tough for the Americans as the main force moves through this cave right here as they file out of here. Keep on coming, everybody. Here we go. Getting really tough for the Americans to do much here. It's going to get really tough. Alright, so the main objective right here. It's going, I mean, there's a flipping tank right here for the Japanese. This is going to get insane. The Americans, they can't hit them with artillery. They can't do anything really with their guns, with how many Japanese guns are in that tunnel. But they have to attack A before they can get B. Because let's take an overview look of this real quick, and I'll show you what I'm talking about, guys. So what the Americans have got to do is they have to take over A before they take over B, because unless they can get a small group of guys to go around left, take out this tank and take out this guy at B and get there, but it looks like they're not going to be able to do that, because you can see men set up over here, and you can see that men are set up in the tunnels as well. So the Japanese have it pretty much covered, so they're going to have to capture A before they capture B for sure. in my opinion. But it looks like the Americans are pushing through here, and he does get 1 kill, but not 2, as the Americans are making an aggressive push to try and take over A. The Japanese getting scared in their rat tunnels that they are hiding in. Nice strategic positions right here for the Japanese. But the Americans are making a valiant push and trying to get something done here, just not able to do anything right now. So it looks like Cartel High Times is going to try and make a little bit of a push over here at B and try to stay as quiet as he can. He might get killed here. Looks like he most likely will, and he does, as the Americans are trying to push over to the left a little bit more. Nice recognition by the U.S. soldiers. An American tank is starting to push in right in the middle. This might be a key move. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Sacrifice, some nice sacrifice by an American soldier, Roque Zan. He is pushing right through the middle of the tunnel as one man able to take out a couple of Japanese troops, and this is going to be a big difference for the Americans. The Japanese still able to hold a little bit longer. The Americans need to get up there quickly, as this Japanese. Is that an American soldier? It is. This American soldier on top of the Japanese tank getting some kills. Look at this guy. This is legendary. At least 10. Are you kidding me? 9 and 4 right now. This is incredible. What a legendary move. He needs to take out this tank though. He's a medic. He can't do much as a medic to a tank. So they need to take out this tank quickly, as the at least 10 does get taken out by that tank, and the Americans are going to be able to capture A. Wow, this is an intense battle, guys. We're gonna have to get out of this this tunnel as the Americans are starting to move out and really take some heavy fire. We're gonna try and get back in the tunnel a little bit as the Americans do move through some more tunnels. I'm sorry for the shaky camera, guys. I'm doing my best to keep up with these guys. So the Americans are going to have to push right through the Japanese. I love this battle so much. This is an intense battle right now, as the Americans are pushing through the Japanese out here. We'll take a look over here. It looks like the Japanese still have a nice little force on top of this mountain. That tank's going to be able to take them out. It looks like pretty easily, but the main objective is right here for the Japanese to defend. Looks like they do have a nice little setup. What the Americans need to do. Actually, I think some more Japanese are going to try and recapture A, as the main force of the Americans are going to capture B, and I don't think it's going to be good enough for the Americans, because they're losing A. They're losing A very quickly. If they lose A, they're going to lose B. They're more than likely going to lose B. So it looks like the American troops are starting to capture B now, and they might be. It looks like they're going to be able to capture B. But again, guys, the Japanese did recapture A, but it looks like the Americans might be able to. Let's see here if I can get a better camera angle. Where am I at? Well, I'm all the way back here. All right. So the Americans are probably going to be able to recapture A, as there's some Japanese reinforcements trying to capture it, and they aren't going to be able to do it, as the Americans still able to survive another day from the Japanese forces. Great job by the Americans. I'm loving what they're doing right now. Now, the longest point in the battle, they made it through the beach, they made it through bunkers, they made it through trenches, they made it through tunnels. I mean, the Americans are doing a phenomenal job. Now they're going to have to attack the very tippy top of Iwo Jima, a legendary battle that actually historically took place, and it's going to be extremely hard, because look at this mountain that the Japanese are going to be able to defend, it's going to get really tough, and it's crunch time because the Americans only have 68 men left, and it's going to be dwindling pretty quickly as well. Americans fighting uphill. I don't know who I have in this battle right now. Right now, I'm kind of favoring the Japanese. I think the Americans have the best fought battle, but the Japanese, I think, are going to win overall, for sure. Everything just getting completely intense for the Americans right now. As they move up this hill. I mean, look how steep this hill is. How would you like to go up this hill? Absolutely crazy. Just an absolute team effort by the Americans. I love it so much. I love it so much. I love it. I mean, there's nothing. I'd rather have a better offensive attack than a defensive attack. But I mean, the Japanese overall, they've done a pretty decent job of defending. It's just the Americans were able to capture the objectives at the right time, as the Japanese do start to push down to the Americans and get multiple kills, as our Japanese artillery does hit the Americans pretty hard. 42 men left for the Americans. Wait a minute, we have a team of Americans going for A, but I don't know if they're going to last very long. It might be a nice strategic move. I do hear a bomb. Where is it at? Right here. It's going to hit A, and it does hit A. It was an American bomb that does take out multiple Japanese soldiers. The Americans just need to push up through this little ravine right here to get through and maybe be able to capture A, because there are some American soldiers on the right side and some more American soldiers coming from the right side. They just need to push up on the left side. It's going to be a lot more pressure on the Japanese right away. I mean, look at this. This is incredible. What a battle. This is one of my favorite battles that I'm going to be posting on YouTube. This is phenomenal. Another bomb does hit. It looks like that one was a Japanese bomb, only getting one kill, and another bomb coming in. They do notice it is crunch time. Here it comes. Let's see if it's Japanese or American. Only 8 men left for the Americans. It does hit the Japanese, and it gets multiple kills. Holy cow, this is a crazy inning. The Americans are capturing A. There is a push on the left side, the left Japanese flank, and the right side of the Americans, or the right side of the Japanese, it's getting taken over. The Japanese need to do something quick. Look how crazy this battle is right now. Oh my god, it's coming down to the last man. It looks like the Japanese are holding right now. 2 men left for the Americans. I don't know what's going to happen. The Americans are starting to capture now. If they are able to sustain this capture, they are going to be able to maybe win this battle, and they are still capturing. The Americans aren't able to do anything. Japanese bomb comes in now and gets multiple kills. What is going to happen? I can't believe this. The Americans are now starting to capture, and now are losing the flag. The Japanese come back with reinforcements, a ton of Japanese soldiers. The Americans might lose this battle. I don't know who's gonna win. What's gonna happen? This is crazy. I can't see much, but here we go. The Japanese are going to be able to pull this crazy battle out of their butts. Holy cow. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You guys have got to watch to the end, man. I'm telling you right now, this was 110% worth it. This was crazy. Oh my god, I can't believe this just happened. As you can see, top teams, Dog and Charlie for the Americans, did do the best there. So alright guys, that was a crazy one. Please hit the subscribe button, notifications button to figure out when I'm posting a new video. I'm not doing this Wake Island breakthrough, but guys, thanks for tuning in, man. I'll tell you, that was a crazy battle. But anyway, I will see you guys next time on the next video. It might be a different game, but I am going to try and do some more German versus US battles as well. So I will see you guys next time. Adios.